AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
Hi, I'm Darina, co-founder of Quo. If you run a business, you know the team that responds first wins the customer. You've probably opened your phone to a bunch of missed calls and no voicemails. Those are missed opportunities and exactly why we built Quo. Quo is the business phone system that helps your team handle every call and text right away. Join over 90,000 businesses that win more customers with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/business. That's quo.com/business.
On today's Smart 7, Trump escalates Iran threats, resident doctors head to the picket lines again, and much more. It's Tuesday, 7th of April, it's World Health Day, and happy birthday, Jackie Chan.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch.
That was CNN anchor Jake Tapper reading a social media post from US President Donald Trump, which was one of the stranger moments in a long weekend of drama as the US and Israeli war in the Middle East continued. Trump has become increasingly agitated as Iran has shown no sign of bending to his demands, and the deadline of Tuesday evening looms. A proposed ceasefire plan prepared by allies has not gotten much traction, and Aaron David Miller, who is a former State Department Middle East analyst, says it's not surprising given Trump's behavior.
The ultimate decision maker is a man who has no sense of moral self-governance and who is driven largely by power, money, and glory, and now by rage.
The weekend saw a complex special forces operation mounted by the American military to safely recover 2 US airmen whose F-15 jet was shot down over Iran. At the White House Easter event, Trump was celebrating the rescue but continuing to threaten Iran.
We're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and after that, they're going to have no bridges, they're going to have no power plants. Stone Ages, yeah, Stone Ages.
NHS bosses are urging patients to seek care if they need it, as the nation faces a 6-day resident doctors' strike starting on Tuesday morning. Professor Ramani Munasinghe, who is the National Director for Critical and Perioperative Care at NHS England, says that consultants and colleagues will step up to make sure that service for the public is maintained as far as possible.
There have been several weeks of what we thought were positive negotiations, and so to see these strikes happen again at short notice is incredibly disappointing.
The strike is going ahead despite an intervention by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who had hoped a 48-hour deadline would force the resident doctors to the negotiating table and resolve the issues. That tactic failed, and the government then withdrew a proposed 1,000 additional training places, which only further enraged the BMA. Dr. Shiv Sharma is the deputy chair of the British Medical Association's Resident Doctors Committee, and he says the government made a serious error.
We were having constructive talks with the government, but at the last moment, the government moved the goalpost. And unfortunately, that was not credible, and that showed that they were an unreliable negotiating partner.
Monday evening saw NASA's Artemis II mission break a new space record as the Orion spacecraft travelled further than any before it, with 4 crew on board. The trip to the dark side of the moon took approximately 40 minutes, with the crew observing a lunar landscape never before seen by the human eye. The Artemis II mission is part of NASA's 10-year plan, which will see a new moon landing in 2028 and potentially a lunar base built by 2036. The mission has seen huge interest from the American public as the US takes front and centre in the space race once again. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman wasn't ruling out the possibility that we may not be alone in our exploration either.
I have not seen anything to suggest that we've been visited, but when you think about it, we got 2 trillion galaxies out there. Who knows how many star systems within each of it? I would say the odds that we will find something at some point to suggest that we are not alone are pretty high.
This year could see two major tech companies floated on the stock market, Elon Musk's SpaceX and Sam Altman's OpenAI, which is behind popular AI chatbot ChatGPT. The potential flotation has put a spotlight on both companies, and OpenAI seems to be struggling as questions surface about the company's revenue and enormous spending commitments. The New Yorker just delivered a significant profile of OpenAI CEO and co-founder Sam Altman, which raises other questions about his temperament and suitability as one of the key voices in big tech. Altman spoke to Axios News on Monday to clarify why exactly people should trust him with the future of tech.
It's incredibly important that people building AI are high-integrity, trustworthy people. And I think almost everybody involved in our industry feels the gravity of what we're doing. And so we all take that responsibility very seriously. We feel that weight every day.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Augusta gets ready for the Masters and Line of Duty is about to make a comeback. Right after this.
Hi, I'm Darina, co-founder of Quo. If you run a business, you know the team that responds first wins the customer. You've probably opened your phone to a bunch of missed calls and no voicemails. Those are missed opportunities and exactly why we built Quo. Quo is the business phone system that helps your team handle every call and text right away. Join over 90,000 businesses that win more customers with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/business. That's quo.com/business.
Have you ever been stuck on a weight loss plateau? Trying everything and anything you can to lose that extra weight and reach peak health? We've all been there, but Noom's unlocked the secret to reaching the mountaintop. Go in micro. The Noom GLP-1 microdose program starts at $99 and is delivered to your door in 7 days. Start your microdose GLP-1 journey today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com. Noom. Micro changes, big results. Noom GLP-1 RX program involves healthy diet, exercise, and support. Individual results may vary. Meds and personalization based on clinical need. Not reviewed by FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality. No affiliation with Novo Nordisk Inc., the only U.S. source of FDA-approved semaglutide. Not available in all 50 U.S. states.
Welcome back. This week sees the Champions League and Europa League quarter-finals getting underway, with Arsenal facing Sporting Lisbon and Liverpool heading to France to take on PSG. This week also sees golf's most high-profile tournament, the Masters, underway at Augusta National in Georgia. Last year, the whole world watched as Rory McIlroy finally won the tournament after 14 years of trying, although America's Scotty Scheffler, the world's current number one, is the favourite to win this year's event. McIlroy's fourth favourite, and he's been getting good use out of the famous green jacket as he spent the weekend on the course, playing around with his dad and supporting the junior championships.
It is a dream come true to be here on the grounds of Augusta National with a green jacket on, being able to watch those young women yesterday, to come out and watch all the kids today and be a part of that.
You may well have thought we'd seen the last of Ted Hastings and the detectives of AC-12, but you'd be wrong. Line of Duty is returning for a 7th season of investigating police corruption, but all of our favourites have now been moved to a new unit called the Inspectorate of Police Standards. Jed Mercurio is back writing the scripts, and Adrian Dunbar, Martin Compston and Vicky McClure are all back in uniform for Season 7. The new season has already started filming in Belfast, but we may have to wait until 2027 to see it. However, Vicky McClure says it'll be worth the wait.
It's been great. I mean, the storyline is unbelievable. It's, so Line of Duty, so twisty-turny. Obviously, having Robert Carlyle join the team is major, and working with him is like a dream come true.
You may not have heard of Nate Bargatze, but he's one of America's most popular comedians, and he's launching himself into Hollywood in a big way. He's written and stars in new comedy The Breadwinner, which sees a man have to take over the running of the house when his wife lands a deal on Shark Tank, which is basically the American version of Dragon's Den. The comedy also stars Mandy Moore as the successful wife, alongside Saturday Night Live veterans Colin Jost and Will Forte. It's Bargatze's first leading role, and it hits cinemas in May.
The Dead Era is about teamwork, so let's talk about it. What do we need to get through this?
I want a horse.
That can't be one of the things. Who's that?
Brian, the boy she likes. Maybe Brian should come over for dinner.
Brian? You wanna come to dinner? She makes it look so easy. This has been the hardest I've ever worked in my life.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Fin, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Fin goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.